Imagine a world where you don't just own a private island, but you create one. A floating paradise, built from scratch, far from any prying eyes. This isn't science fiction. Right now, a handful of the world's wealthiest families are doing exactly that. They're building private nations at sea. But the real reason they're doing this is far more shocking than you can imagine. It's not just about luxury or escaping taxes. It's about creating a new kind of society, with its own rules, its own security, and its own future. We'll uncover the secret technology making this possible, reveal the exclusive clubs behind these projects, and expose the ultimate goal that could change the world as we know it. So, how did this all begin? Let me show you. It all starts with something called a SEZ, or Special Economic Zone. Think of these as small areas within a country, like Dubai or Singapore, where normal rules don't apply. Businesses get huge tax breaks and operate with more freedom. For decades, the super rich have used these zones to grow their wealth, but they had one major flaw. They were still on someone else's land, under someone else's government. The dream was always to have a SEZ, with no government at all. A truly private, sovereign place. For a long time, this was just a fantasy. But then, two things happened. First, a new generation of billionaires emerged, who didn't just want to be rich. They wanted to build new worlds. Second, the technology to build stable, large-scale floating platforms became a reality. These aren't just giant yachts. They're modular, interconnected platforms that can be assembled into massive, city-like structures. Early pioneers of this idea were dismissed as dreamers. But behind the scenes, powerful and secretive groups, sometimes called billionaires' clubs, were quietly funding the research. They saw the potential, and now, what was once a dream is becoming a reality in the open ocean. The first step is building the island itself. This is where it gets really mind-blowing. These aren't just concrete barges. They use advanced, interlocking hexagonal platforms. Each piece is constructed on land, then towed out to sea and connected like a giant Lego set. This modular design means the island can grow over time. Start with a mansion, add a garden, then a helipad, then housing for staff. The cost, it starts at around $200 million, just for a basic family-sized platform. One project, reportedly in the Pacific, is designed to be a complete ecosystem. It has its own desalination plants for fresh water, solar arrays for power, and advanced hydroponic farms to grow food. It's a self-sufficient fortress. They can generate more power than they need, and sell the excess. Waste is recycled into energy. It's a perfect, closed loop. But here's the crazy part. These islands are legally registered as ships. This gives them a special status under maritime law. They fly the flag of a friendly, small national flag of convenience, which gives them legal protection, but with minimal oversight. So, while floating in international waters, they exist in a legal gray area, a world of their own making. But if you think building a floating island is wild, what happens inside is even crazier. These aren't just vacation homes. They are the headquarters for a new kind of global citizen. Forget passports and borders. Residents of these islands are part of a private network. Membership is by invitation only. Sources suggest that entry into these exclusive clubs requires more than just money. It requires a commitment to a shared vision, a world without traditional governments. Inside, everything is run like a corporation. Instead of a mayor, there's a CEO. Instead of laws, there are service agreements. Residents pay fees for security, infrastructure, and governance. It's a pay-to-play society. This model is incredibly efficient. Decisions are made quickly, without the bureaucracy of a normal city. Need a new boat dock? It gets approved and built in weeks, not years. But this efficiency comes at a cost. There are no elections. No public debate. The rules are set by the founders and the board. Some insiders claim this is the future of governance, a hyper-capitalist utopia, but critics call it a techno-feudal nightmare, where citizenship is a commodity and human rights are secondary to the terms of your contract. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. The ultimate goal isn't just to escape, it's to create a new global system. These floating islands are planned to be more than just isolated homes. They are designed to be nodes in a global network, a decentralized nation linked by private jets, yachts, and encrypted communication channels. Think of it as a country with no land, whose citizens are spread across the globe but governed from the sea. This network would operate completely outside the existing international order. They could trade freely, create their own financial systems using crypto, and even form their own private security forces. This isn't just about avoiding taxes anymore. It's a bid for power, a quiet revolution to create a parallel society for the global elite. The implications are huge. If the wealthiest people on the planet check out of the current system, who pays for roads, schools, and hospitals, it could create a massive brain drain and capital flight from traditional nations, weakening them significantly. Proponents argue this competition is good. It will force old governments to become more efficient. But others fear it will lead to a two-tiered world, one for the sea-bound elite and another for the landlocked majority. So, what does this mean for the rest of us? In the short term, not much. These projects are still in their early stages, shrouded in secrecy. But in the long term, they could reshape our world. As technology makes these floating cities cheaper to build, the idea might become more mainstream. You could see specialized communities at sea for tech entrepreneurs, artists, or scientists. It represents a fundamental challenge to the idea of a nation. The lesson here is that technology is moving faster than our laws. While governments debate policy, private groups are building the future on their own terms. It's a wake-up call that the systems we take for granted are not permanent. But before we finish, there's one last detail you need to know. The most ambitious part of this plan isn't the technology or the legal loopholes. It's the next generation. The families building these islands are raising their children in this new world. Disikitsari. Citizens of the network, not of any country. They are being educated in a system that values decentralization, radical independence, and technological solutions above all else. They are being groomed to lead this new, borderless society. The real revolution isn't the floating islands. It's the mindset being built upon them. So, we've seen how billionaires are building private islands at sea using modular tech. We've uncovered the exclusive clubs and the legal gray areas they exploit. And we've revealed the ultimate goal: to create a new, decentralized global nation. This isn't a distant fantasy. It's happening right now. If this video opened your eyes to the world of the super rich, hit that subscribe button. We release new documentaries every week, exploring the forces that shape our world. And for our next video, we're investigating the secret bunkers billionaires are building on land. You won't want to miss it. Let me know in the comments, if you could build your own floating island, what would be the first thing you'd build on it? Thanks for watching.